I think I need a butler. I need a butler. Go get me a new lung. All right, so welcome everybody. It's it's been a while since some of us we haven't caught up for a while. Some of us we've only just seen each other last week. Some of us just a couple of weeks ago. But as you can tell in the tone of my voice, I mean, I'm super excited. I think I've been back in Australia for 3 days. And I'm pumped, but I don't want to hold off, even though I'm sick as a dog, but I don't want to hold off all of the information that I'm sitting on. I wanted to start off with just a quick group Zoom call, and then be able to, at a later stage, each individually, I want to be able to spend some time with you individually. One of the things that I like to do is, when everybody launches, I love to, explain the Upline Pledge. Everybody has received that Upline Pledge before, and it's something that I hold extremely dear to my heart. But one of the things that for me, myself, I want to make sure that from today and moving forward is a massive reset. And I want to get a gauge, obviously, of where you're currently sitting at, and not have it an open conversation, but move it into a second conversation. This conversation is going to be about an overview, a recap, and sharing some stories of what happened over in convention. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people that are on the line at the moment who were at convention. And so much actually happened. Not all of us are going to remember absolutely everything, because most of the time we just couldn't sleep because of the amount of stuff that was coming out. So with myself, with Kayla in Tour over New Zealand, Andrew here in Perth, Leslie here in Perth, and Bujosi over in Vancouver, I would love to be able to start off with well, firstly, their feeling, and everything has been, it hasn't been prepared. All right, I like just chucking people in the deep end. They usually are like, oh, what are the questions? Tell me, what am I supposed to say on the call? And no, it's supposed to all come from the heart, and I'm not supposed to be scripted and stuff like that. And I know that you all are great individuals to be able to just pull it from the heart, and people, it's more believable when you pull it from the heart. So I'm going to chuck out a question. I'm going to throw this over to Vancouver, our beautiful friend Bujosi. Can you hear me, guys?
Sorry, Stacey, you've cut out.
What about now? Can you hear me? Good. Can you hear me? Yep. Awesome. So I'm going to chuck it over to Bujosi. Hopefully, Bujosi, you can hear me, my dear. Bujosi is a lovely mother of 2, and she hails from Botswana, but is got some amazing experience and background with her. She's a PhD and university she's studying and everything. She's just amazing, and she's been with the business for just a little under 2 years, or maybe just a little under 1 year, a little under 1 year. And, Bujosi's first time over to Canada and to see the business. Look, I just want to chuck a question over to you, Bujosi, so we can get the ball started, or I'll grab the next person up. Bujosi, tell me, it's a very first, actually, let's make it simple. What did you see in GWT, and what was the highlight for yourself being at convention?
The first question, what did I see in GWT? First of all, when I was looking for an opportunity, I was coming from another opportunity which, at that time wasn't working for me. And what I saw in GWT is the difference between GWT and all other opportunities, basically, that I'd never seen an MLM which does fashion, an MLM which does luxury goods. This, for me, it was eye-opening. So that was the first thing that attracted me to it. And then when I read through the leadership and wanted to see who started this company and why did they start it, I was impressed by the leadership. So those are some of the things that really attracted me to GWT. Right. So about convention, the thing that for me, having been in the business for about 8-9 months now, what really hit home for me is just the feeling of what really GWT is, you know, the organization of the events themselves. I was actually, I'll tell you this, on the night of the gala, I said to someone, if I knew that if GWT, when they said gala, they actually mean really gala, I would have prepared myself. Right. So I just thought, you know, I'm just going to take whatever is there because, you know, how serious can this be? You know, and I got there and everybody was like, you know, boom, dressed up, looking nice, taking everything seriously, networking. You know, the food was off the chain. Man, it was, for me, the belief just went up. You know, I saw the quality initially of the products, but when Ramin was talking for forensic networking, for instance, when he was talking about the forensic networker, the gala, the skincare, the teaching about the skincare, everything just solidified for me that I'm in the right place, and just not even just that, just the quality of the quality that went into everything was really impressive for me. I found that really impressive. And I made the decision that, you know, not that I was going to go anywhere, but it solidified the decision for me that, you know what, I'm home. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. It's something that we all feel because there's no other explanation. I could keep going on and on and on about what it is about GWT that I love, but I think it's best coming from those that have never ever experienced convention before. So I'm going to say thank you so much, Josie, and we'll get you up for another couple of questions shortly. But I want to hand the same questions over to Kayla and Tu over in New Zealand. But I want to ask guys, you know, I want you to be specific of what it is that has really solidified your, say, your position here in GWT. What specifically did you see that you've taken away from convention itself, besides all the people? Because we're going to get to that, you know, we're going to get to that point, because community is a big part of GWT. It's a massive part about GWT, but let's talk about some specifics. What are some of the things that you never expected that would ever happen, but happened during that whole weekend?
Yeah, I think for us personally, we went with no expectations. So we were just completely overwhelmed at the experience that we had over there. One thing that I think we learned personally was the culture. We learned so much about the different types of people and their history and their background and how they got there, but not just that, but how much everyone is just there with giving hearts. So they're not just there to try and sell stuff to people, to try and make money, but it's so much more than that. It's more just changing it completely to find out genuinely how people are and how we can help their lives. So I guess that's definitely what's helped us coming back home, because our business has just kind of gone, whereas before we were trying to go in with the wrong approach, not understanding that kind of stuff. What about you?
Yeah, so what solidified it for us was Ramin's culture and the leadership's culture of not trying to get and take from people, but what benefits can we give to people's lives. So it's about giving before getting. So how do we benefit you as a person? We're not, before we went to Canada, we did the thing of going out and putting posts up and buy this, buy that, and all that kind of stuff. Being around Ramin, Naz, and all our leadership crew, Andrew, who was amazing, is how can we benefit the person first before trying to sell, put things on their hand? What is it that attracts them to us? Be the product first before trying to sell this product. Give before trying to get from people. There's that culture of it is in your best interest to give, in your best interest to empower, in your best interest to serve, and that's Kayla and I. But Josie knows. We're in our faith. Our faith is about serving first, and the crazy culture of GWT and being there at convention around those leaders were about serving. So that it hit home, that hit our heart there. So that I'd say that's what solidified it for us.
And I think coming back, we've come in with an approach of we are able to help people back home. We're able to help benefit their lives by giving them the time that they need and the time that they want and the finances and the financial freedom that they want as well. So it's a whole different approach. It's more as us being able to serve people rather than how can you make me successful, right? So you're switching it completely. Was that long enough?
That was I mean,
sometimes we talk too much.
That was great. I actually see this is the beautiful thing about having spontaneous questions, and you starting to pull things out of your heart that I didn't even think of. Like you can feel that what you're saying from being there, but hearing it, it's like, man, that's so true. Actually, that's actually very, very true. So massive high five for you guys. For your input there, because we're going to grab you up again as well, and because I want to go around quickly. I know we don't want to stay too long specifically on this topic, because I know that they're probably wondering, there's some people that are here, and I won't ever name names out of respect. Some people here that aren't doing their business, but they're still there. Do you know what I mean? They're still looking in, and that's what it's about. It's not about no forcing, no convincing each other to get up off your ass, do some work or anything like that. I don't want to ever come from a place like that. I want you to be able to feel and hear what it is that we've come back with, and this is no matter what journey or path that you decide to take, we will still always be here anyways. We will still always be here for you guys. So I'm gonna hand this over to our pretty girl Leslie Waru. She's sitting over there, in my corner over here. Leslie, I have to ask, because Leslie was my traveling buddy, and actually I was introduced to Leslie by her mum, Josie Taylor, who was on the line as well, and me and Josie met at a coffee shop, and we hit it off, and so happens to be there's 1, 2, 3 Waitanesians that are sitting on this. I'm just so attracted to people from Waima, you know. Excuse me. But Leslie had, and I apologize in advance, Leslie, and I'm going to say one of the greatest things about Leslie is that she's got a knack, like a eye for style, right? She can see it, picture it. And when she first saw this, she saw a really fantastic opportunity for her to be able to build a platform for both, for all of her kids as well. So, and for herself. So Leslie immediately jumped on board, bought her plane ticket, just about 2 months. I think it was in December that we bought our plane tickets, with no expectations of knowing what it is that what she was jumping into. Now, from the outside in, and this is my personal opinion of Leslie, from the outside in, this girl's got it going on. She got the swagger. She got, the way that she talks, that she's extremely approachable, and it wasn't until the third night, and she shared with me, I said to her, we were sitting outside and having a cigarette, and I asked her a really good question. I said, what did you take most out of this? And unbeknown to me, I didn't realize she actually shared with me something very deep. Would you mind if I share, Leslie? Awesome, cool. So this is a part of the challenge, is getting through this sphere. So she says to me, I've had a great time here, but I actually have a fear of talking to people. And I'm like, what? Are you serious? And she's like, yeah, I got a massive fear of talking to people. And I'm like, No, you're gonna be joking, man, because everybody, you can talk to people like Kayla and to Andrew. Everybody would know from the outside looking in that this beautiful young lady has a fear, and I'm thinking, wow, what is it? So she started to explain, where it come from, and and how she walked through the challenges of the convention, because convention was massive to her, because that was a big fear of hers, to just speak to people. So, I'm going to hand it over to Leslie. I got to commend you, girl, for stepping outside your comfort zone. Obviously, they're our C's. We're one big family of luxury consultants, and we don't judge. We don't judge one another, but more importantly, Leslie, I know that was a big fear of yours. Do you want to sort of explain that just a little bit?
You cut out, Stace.
Hello. Okay. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Yeah, like Stacey with the question, and it was pretty much that. Like, I am comfortable with who I know, who's in my circle, and my circle's quite small. So going out and meeting all these new people, like from different countries, that was really difficult. Being able to just spark up a conversation and get to know people and just continue conversation has always been something that has been difficult for me. So I really came out of my shell during convention, and I was able to approach people like random strangers that I would never ever encounter in my life or day-to-day living. So yeah, it was good to just accept, okay, this is my fear, just go forth and conquer. And I did. I actually had a conversation with Andrew about it. He's like, you need to speak with 5 people in this room before we leave, like totally different people that I would never ever speak to. And so that was really helpful for me. And yeah, it was just something that I guess I've held on to for a long time, but I was able to break through during convention. So yeah, that was really cool. Where did Stacey go? Because that's my answer.
It's something that we tend to not talk about, right? And I appreciate you for sharing one of these with us.
Because you don't want to feel inadequate or less than what other people can do. So yeah, it's tough, like talking about fears, but it's all part and parcel of the journey. So I'm glad that I got to come through all of that, and I'm working on it. I'm not saying I'm 100%, done and dusted, the fear's gone. No, of course it's still there, but it's just a lot more manageable now.
That's beautiful. That's awesome, Liz. I want to, I know I saw everybody's head shaking. They sort of have a feeling of what it is that you're talking about, because we've all felt the exact same way as well, one time or another. And I'm glad that we started off the conversation in this kind of way. So Leslie, I'm just going to chuck it out there. I know Flawless is going to be completely massive. It's a massive game changer already. The Tree of Life is a new product that's going to be brought out. There's an 84-year-old man that doesn't even look 84 that's taking this particular product, right? Leslie, tell me, in your opinion, because we are going to get to the guts of what our conversation is about, and then we'll move it to something else. But Leslie, in your opinion, we had some fantastic topics that we were talking about. We had Forensic Networker on our very first day. And, other than the tours, we're going to bypass the tours because the tours remain the same all around the world, no matter where it is. But we had Forensic Network the very first day, and then we had the CDSC party, and then we had the very next day, we had product and development and with the IT development, so all the apps and the online marketing and information filled that day. Out of all of those things that we are going to talk about shortly anyways, what was one of the big highlights that you're excited about, and why?
I think just overall, Stace, being at convention and seeing everything that's being introduced, it comes back to Ramin being the generous leader that he is. And so overall, for me, it's the business promotions that just keep coming out. And so it entices you, it motivates you in your business, and it also lets you share with the rest of your team, you know, look, this is what the kinds of things that Ramin does for us in the business. So it's not just one particular thing, it's the business promotions overall.
I love that. You know, not a lot of people get to see Ramin's heart unless they're actually looking. Like they have to be looking and their ears wide open to really see the kind of how generous he is, how he has a heart of gold. I'm going to chuck this exact same question over to Brie Josie. Brie Josie, you know, Leslie is actually right in this. We know it. What's your view on Ramin? And then give us what it is that you like out of the whole weekend. What excites you most about moving forward with the vision that Ramin has?
Oh. I was saying, I don't know if I was talking to you, Stace, or somebody else. I was saying the day that Ramin was doing Forensic Networker, I had the impression about him that he had, I used this particular word, that he has a pure heart, you know, that what he does, even the night at the party when we were after the gala, that we were all, you know, around him, and he was talking about his past, and he was talking about how he came to start GWT and why. You know, I realized that, you know what, this is a man who's not gonna, you know, get a few millions and then ditch all of us. It happens in some cases, you know. So that is one of the things that really assured me. I mean, I think it's John Maxwell who says everything rises and falls on leadership. You know, if the leadership is right, everything is going to be okay. And that is one of the things that really excited me, that, you know what, this is something that is completely different, you know. And beginning from that, for me, I'm excited, of course, about the affiliate marketing, because I kind of like that stuff. Affiliate marketing, the flawless, you know. But more than that, I think what I realized is that it really doesn't matter what he does, because it comes from a place of goodness. It's going to be everything that he can do, that he will do, is fine with me, and I am in, you know. So that's one of the things that I really like, that solidified my belief in GWT. Most of all, the leadership, you know, that it's about the LCs, you know, when they say no LCs left behind, it really does sound like that is the intention, you know, and that really hit home. That really was hit home for me. So I'm excited. I'm excited about the general future of GWT. I'm looking forward to years ahead to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be absolutely insane what's happening. And it already started. I don't know if you've seen it, but Andrew is, you know, as soon as Andrew got back from convention, he hasn't stopped. We're all operating on, we're like jet lagged, hard out. Like, we're all waking up at 2:30 in the morning. Me, Travina, Katrina, Andrew, we're waking up at 2:30 in the morning, and we can't go to sleep. And then we're asleep by 6:30. And then we're like, oh God, it's just nuts. We're trying to get our body clocks back in. But I'm gonna hand it over to Andrew. And guys, I want you to know who Andrew actually is. You know, Andrew launched himself in the business 6 days after I launched myself into the business, and he was launched by Tanya, Katrina, and you know, a while ago, Andrew was actually, you know, he was in another place, like, as in his head wasn't solely into GWT at that point in time, because there were other things going on in his life, right? And it's taken Andrew about almost 2 years to come around to see what kind of opportunity he has, because it's all about timing. But Andrew has come out of the gates firing. I mean, he came all the way over to Sydney with myself, and it fired him up even more, and it got him even more excited. And then, you know, he made his way over to convention, and you know, he always said to me, Stace, because I know what his situation is. He's like, Stace, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to make it there. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. But one thing that you got to know about Andrew is he's very meticulous in all the details that comes out about the company. He doesn't miss a beat. Like he knows every bit and bob, like everything, backward and forward, whatever you say it. He just knows a lot of different things. Now, when it comes to Fairy Flawless and how it's going to erupt in Australia, and it hasn't even been launched just yet. I want to grab Andrew up, and obviously I want to give Andrew some time, and I'm going to chuck some questions at you, Andrew, because the guts of this is to be able to give the vision, in your opinion. The reason for this call is it's all about Ramin's vision. Where is this company going? Because all of us are sitting here going, we've got a great platform. We know what we're going to do. We've got to learn how to approach. We've got to train. We've got to know our products and so on and so forth. But where am I going? If we know where Ramin is going, then it's going to give us a better view of, oh, okay, cool. I know what's happening. I know which kind of direction I'm going to go in. So backing it up again, Andrew, because that's a bit of a mouthful. I want you to be able to explain in your words, what do you see Ramin's vision being for the distributors and the company? Because the company is one thing, the distributors are another thing. Okay, so the field and the company are two different things. And we know that Ramin has actually been a distributor for the last 25, he's got 25 years experience in it, right? So number one question, what do you think the vision is for the company, and what do you think the vision is for the distributors moving forward with GWT?
I just unmute me. Okay, so whoa, give me the tough ones. Okay, so but they're not tough at all. So the vision for the company is really simply it's about being ahead of the 8 ball and staying ahead of their development at all times. Like it really is that simple. Like Sanaz was on stage and she made comments about when she walked past that old office that was closing down, and you know, the long story short, because I can't remember quite the full story, but she walked in and she found this old man sitting in the back of the office, and she said, "What happened?" And he said, "We didn't move forward. We didn't stay innovative. We didn't become ahead of the 8 ball. We weren't developing our business and our game." And you know, Global Wealth Trade as a company, miles and bounds ahead in the continual development and expansion of every single facet of every single range that we have, and especially now with the new health sciences and the accidental finds that they have with the development of health sciences and the 6th product that's coming. So in a nutshell, it's that's the vision of the company. That's does that answer your question on the company, Stacey? Hello?
I'm here. I'm sitting with Mum. So, yeah, I've just come and walked over to Mum, and it's at the end of the day, Andrew, it's your vision, what you see women as being, because let me just, I'm just helping Mum trying to put her camera on. There we go.
Okay.
Let's talk about what it is that you were, our next question. What's the vision for the distributors?
So the vision for the distributors is really expansion of our customer base. You know, the company now, we're at the base of the development, and the product awareness side has now begun, and we're now in momentum phase of expansion, in a monumental expansion. So the company's vision when it comes to the distributors is he's given his all. The company has given a lot for us to be able to go to work. There is nothing more for us to do other than to spread the word and to talk and have these conversations with as many people as possible, but to build our client base. And also the vision of not necessarily recruiting your customers into the business, you know, teaching our distributors to become professional network marketers and to grow and develop our techniques and our tools, utilize the tools that the company develops and uses, and the system processes because they work. And they work really simply, as long as we don't overcomplicate the systems that are already laid out for us, and without recreating the systems that are laid out for us. So, it's about, and it's about building our teams. It's also about building our customers. The focus is getting as many customers and exposing people to your business as possible.
Awesome. I appreciate it, Andrew. So, I want to be able just to, because I did say 20 to 25 minutes, and I want to be able to just give you a quick overview, because there's going to be a lot of information that it's going to come through over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully it's going to come a lot faster. So the first thing is obviously Forensic Networker. You're all my first generation. I've decided that I'll just send across to you guys the Forensic Networker via your emails. I think it's most important, one of the most handiest tools. Can you hear me? Oh, yeah. One of the most handiest tools that I've had to be able to help me to grow, to be able to make 5, and helping other people to make 6, 7 figures in the very first 12 to 18 months. So I've got to get that over to you guys. The second thing that I wanted to say about the up and coming training, you're going to get trained on Very Flawless. Obviously, that's a no-brainer. Everybody knows what Very Flawless is. But we've got new material coming out as well. That's actually the app. The GWT app is coming out. The affiliate marketing program is coming out. And when I'm talking about the affiliate marketing, basically, just a quick overview of it. Is when you launch a VIP customer, and they can now launch a VIP customer, you can start making 4% on both VIP customers, and it's crazy insane. So more information is going to come out on that. I would rather that actually comes directly from the LCG, which we're going to be getting trained more in depth of, because we did know a little bit about it before convention, but not in depth like everybody else. So it's something that we still have to get our heads around. The other great thing about it, the new things to come, is that we find a lot of people in GWT are looking for places to be able to capture leads. Right? So using online marketing to be able to capture their leads and then push them through to a funnel for to have automated systems and emails, newsletters, so on and so forth. GWT has actually created that as well. They're in the processes. Their IT team have been working really hard, having capture pages to be able to capture everybody's email details and be able to forward out whatever information they can get. So that is in the pipeline as well. Andrew, what else am I missing other than those 3 plus the Very Flawless? Is there anything else I'm missing? Oh,
social media. The social media. So all images, all pages, and the new brand of the My Flawless website and the traditional sites, and still being able to get our own username. So they're really important as well. So all images are able to be used and shared on all social media, which is super important. So you share it from your page, and the links that you share it from actually go back to your page. So you don't lose the link, you don't lose the leads that are generated from it.
Yeah.
Can I touch on Forensic Network as well? Because just the importance of that. So where I came out of the woodworks was the Forensic Network was it available, and I thought, okay, this is either make or break it. I need, the only way I'm able to have myself accountable is actually learn the Forensic Network and actually do what is actually laid out. So when Stacey sends it out to you, read it, learn it, and I'm hoping challenge comes up, because that is the only way that I'm running out of the gates. Utilizing the systems and the steps and the Forensic Network, and because I wanted to win, and when you're hungry for it, you want to win. It makes it easy and to start to work the systems to make it easy for you to actually start achieving some of the easy, not the easy targets, but some of the targets that get noticed and recognized in the company for, to help you. So the forensic networker, if you're not doing it or you're choosing not to do it, stop and do it. Nice and simply. There is no question about it. You must stay forensic. I know it's a cliche that I heard from the very first day, and my ears were very close to it and shut to it. So if anyone's here with earmuffs on, I highly recommend taking the earmuffs off and stay forensic, learn forensic, and be forensic, because it will keep you on track, it keeps you accountable, and it's basically what's allowed me to be the position I am only 3 months after I started it.
Awesome. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. I wanted to be able to touch base because I do respect everyone's time. So we've touched base, an overview of what is to coming in GWT. Again, we can't elaborate too much on it, but probably one of the biggest highlights in 2017 is going to be the compensation plan. The compensation plan actually changes, and it's going to change for the good. We seriously fell off our seats when we were in the meeting the Wednesday before everything kicked off, and me and my comrades, we were like, are you kidding me? Like, how does that even happen? Where are you getting the money to do all of this from in? You're absolutely insane. The compensation changes are starting to amp up, and he's going to be releasing two different things. He's going to be releasing not only the compensation plan change, but he's also going to be releasing the training program as well, which everybody should be really excited about. And the training program, when I'm talking about the training program, he's considering paying, not paying, she is paying people to train. So mum's the word. I can't speak too much on the compensation plan, but you will know more details when it comes through. But again, this session was more so to give you an overview, give you something back that we wish you were there, but that's no problem. There was enough of us that actually over there to come give you whatever it is that we have. We could talk about this all day, every single day. But it doesn't do you any world of good. You won't learn much. So this part of the section here, I'm just going to open it up for any questions that anybody has, and then what I'm going to, and then I'll wrap it up by just saying a couple of things to ask from Bujosi, from Kayla and Leslie and Andrew, who did go there, and then we'll do the close on it. So we're going to need questions before we move into that section. Kaimani had a question.
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say this is my husband, Isaac.
Hi, how are you? Hello.
Hey, Andrew.
It's lovely to finally meet you.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to coming over to Vancouver.
Oh, wonderful. That's great.
Hey, Kaimani.
Hello, Mom.
Hey, Kaimani.
You can never do a phone call without Kaimani. So guys, do we have any other questions that you might have for us?
Yes, Stacey. Just wanted to ask you about the release of Flawless over in Australia. Have you got the specific date yet?
Beautiful question. No specific dates. What has to happen is they have to, the day that we landed there, we landed on a Tuesday. We went in for our LCG meeting on the Wednesday. That's when Sanaz made another payment to, I don't know if it's the government as such, but the body who looks after the the compliance for our products to go through, they have to keep paying up to a certain date for the products to get released a lot faster. So I anticipate that it's going to be here within the next month or two, not maximum 2 months, because I know with them being away, with them being over in Mexico, it did delay it a little bit. So I can't say any more than that. The only feedback that I can, or the only information that I can give you, is that as soon as I know, I'll let you know. and that's such a great question, actually. At the same time, what we should be doing is, if this is something that you're really looking at, Fairy Floss is going to really erupt, and I'm going to get Andrew to say in a couple of minutes, in a minute or two, what Fairy Floss is going to do here in Australia. What I was going to say is, Fairy Flawless is, we should really be looking at doing major launches, like the launch. If you have the ability to be able to create that big storm before it actually happens, before the actual launch of Fairy Flawless, you're going to see a lot more customers coming through just purchasing. You don't even have to recruit people. I mean, the products are going to, the results and the testimonials that people are going to give online, like even through America and stuff. Oh my God, here comes Spider-Man. The testimonials, I can't take it seriously now. What's going to happen is those testimonials are going to lead up to people asking questions as to why, how they can get their hands on Fairy Flawless, right? So if you have, if you are trying to figure out a strategy of how you can do this, that's what we're going to do is each and every single one of you. This is just a get-together call for me to be able to start locking in some one-on-ones with each and every single one of you, because sometimes it's going to feel like, oh, I don't want to say too much on the call because I don't know anybody. Maybe I haven't been doing the business for a little while. I don't want to feel judged. I don't want people to make their opinions on it. So this is just a quick overview, and then we can go into one-on-ones afterwards. But Fairy Flawless, Andrew, just in your opinion, and say 1 minute, because we have gone well over time. Andrew.
Hi. Fairy Flawless in 1 minute. Wow, that's hard. You know what? The simple thing with Fairy Flawless is if you can get your hands on it with LCs that have the products around the country, the secret to it is you get it on people's faces. Don't become an expert. Get it on people's faces and just listen for the experience. It is instantaneous. It moves the room, and you don't need to do the work. The product does the work for you. We had a launch yesterday, and let me tell you, I had excited LCs, but the customers that were in the room for this Flawless part are excited beyond belief. So the products it does it all for themselves. I had everyone asking me the ins and outs of the science. I'm taking away my professional hat, and I'm just being a distributor for GWT. People want to know it, they can go do the research. I hand them the brochure. I keep it simple. Touch it, feel it, use it, see it, and the results are instantaneous. And Stacey, you can back that up.
Yeah, I can back it up. My lips are still like really fat. I try to look, I know I got fat lips anyways, but I mean, like on the inside of my lips, like I only put it on this part, but now the inside of my lips are like really plump. I actually bit them the other day. I don't know if that's a good problem or not, but yeah, it's going to be a big game changer. Again, I think there's going to be a lot of things, in my opinion. I see the vision of GWT taking a whole new avenue, right? It's going to take a whole new avenue. Why? He wasn't. If you see, Fairy Mosh is gone into what do you call it? 100% IA on the exotic and opulence collections, right? You got to think about Ramin. Ramin is very cryptic in the way that he operates, but he's very cryptic, calculated, and it's all for a good reason. It's because it's about the distributors. Now, one of the things that I've learned about Ramin over the last 2 years is when anything happens on promotion, right? When anything happens on when there's a promotion happening, there's got to be a big reason why. So, for example, Fairy Mosh, their Opulence collection, they're obviously running it out. Why? There's got to be, you have to ask the question why. It's not just because he's trying to run it out. It's because, well, it could be something else that could be coming in to replace it. It could be restocking more of something else. He could be doing a lot of different things. But I would keep very close eye on what Ramin is going to be doing over the next 6 months at least, because it seems to me there's been a big pattern from me starting 2 years ago. There's been a big pattern. Usually every 6 months, something else new is happening with Ramin and his vision, and it's a new direction. So Fairy Flawless, yes, it gets a tick of approval for me because we're in a $127 billion industry, with skincare. I mean, you look at the online marketing, it allows us to be able to not have to pay another company to be able to capture leads and generate, our email marketing and so on and so forth. The likes of our app, instead of having to constantly keep using, like, I would love to see that our app is going to be capturing everything that Andrew and I were talking about a while ago. It's got all of our events, it's got all of our recordings, it's got on everything that we need, rather than having to funnel it through Facebook Messenger, right, where you can lose it. Everything, in my opinion, and the direction that Ramin is heading in, it all gets a 10 out of 10 for me. Why I say it's a 10 out of 10 for me is because I can't see, and usually I can see quite far and where he's heading, but I actually can't see. Like, he's so, I don't know how to say it. Like, I remember, who was it? I think it might have been Reza, and I said to him, has he done this? Has he always been like this? Like, he's so generous and he says he's already got enough. He's got enough. He's got the cars, he's got the houses, he's got the kid, he's got got the company, he's got everything that he needs. I'm like, well, what is it that he's asking? He's like, he just really, really does want to put his son on the cover of Forbes magazine, the youngest CEO, and whatever he has to do to get his son on the cover, he will do it. If it means paying people out more than they actually deserve, then so be it. It's going to get him on the cover of the Forbes magazine. So I'm talking about Cyrus the Great. So that's pretty big. That's a pretty big thing for me. So and only because I've got like this little Spider-Man over here. I understand what his heart is. So without going too hard and deep into it, guys, I want to invite you all as a one-on-one to for me and you to spend time individually, over the next couple of days, no matter the time zone, I'm just going to ask for the next day so I can try and get rid of this flu. But I'd love to be able to work with you individually. Look, this is the dream team for me. I'm very selective who I have as my first generation, and always have been. I never will change for that. I get asked in the leadership and the LCG, Stacey, why didn't you recruit enough? Why didn't you recruit enough? And it's like, because I like the people that I already recruit. And to me, I don't mind building slow. That doesn't bother me. I don't mind building slow. It's all about, for me, it's about quality and quantity. I'm probably the only one in the LCG that has low numbers of first generation. Actually, I think I'm the only one in the LCG that has a low number of generation. Now, what I'm going to say is don't duplicate me. Like, don't duplicate me. Go and do what you need to do. Look at this kid. Can you take me seriously when she's sitting? But yeah, definitely don't duplicate me. But I do this for a big reason, and it's because I love to work in smaller numbers. I love to work in smaller numbers and create leaders, not just, excuse me, please, can I talk? Okay, thanks. I love to spend more time in it. So if you have been, Andrew is cracking his face up. This is because you have money. Over the next couple of days, we'll definitely spend some time together. If you're wishing to strategize what it is that you want to happen for 2017, let's do it. If you're wishing to explain just what your why is, let's do it. If you're wishing to just say, you know what, I'm still not ready yet, I'm still comfortable where I'm at, then that's okay, because we can talk about that. Wherever it is in your life, I've never been one to push or convince, but I definitely I would be doing you a disservice by not telling you and sharing to you exactly what the vision of GWT is currently at the moment. I'll be doing you a disservice, and anybody knows me, I'm very straight up the guts about that and value my friendship and relationships. So is there any last words? Actually, there is one last word that I'd love to get up, and that's obviously my mother. Mum, I want to be able to, and my mum's going, oh my God, Stacey, God, why? And I'm just going to unmute you. So everyone knows that GWT didn't start with me. It actually started with Mum. If you didn't know the story already, but I'll tell it to you again. GWT was actually, the way that GWT came into my hands was actually through my mum's hands. You see, back in 2015 in March, my mum came and visited me. I was with another network marketing company, and my mum came and visited me up in Brisbane, and I noticed that she was, she was had her own business as well, but she was a hirer and firer of her own business. And I was sitting on the bed one day, and she says to me, I noticed that she was just, she was filing resumes away, and I said to her, "What are you doing?" And she says to me, "Oh no, I'm not gonna hire them." I said, "Well, how about you send these resumes over to me, and I'll give them an opportunity with Isagenix." So my mum emailed me, all of these resumes, and I did. I blast emailed them, and I tried to give them an opportunity with the company that I was in. And so happens to be that one response comes back, and his name was Ronan Trufant. So, my mum was the person that actually, don't do that, please, because you're going to wreck it. My mum was actually the person that received Ronan's resume, and that's how we actually got connected. And for 6 months straight, I got mentored and stuff, but then I turned around and went back to my mum because I was broke. I didn't even have $169 in the bank account to lock my position with GWT. I had to ask my mum for some money, and the only way that I get it from her, really, well, this is my story that I tell myself. My mum's got another story herself. I like my story better, but I said to my mum, I'll win this challenge within 30 days. Within 30 days, I'll win $22,000 and I'll give you your money back. So Mum is the very reason why we're actually here. A lot of people say it's me. It actually isn't. It's actually Mum. So I'm going to get Mum to say some final words before we wrap up the call. And so I'm going to ask you a question, Mum. You've been in business for many years. I guess that's where we get that's where our entrepreneurial blood comes from, is actually from you. Tell us in your words, you've been with the company for you locked your position in about 2 years ago, and you've been busy doing what you've been doing, and you've moved over here over in the last 4-5 months. You've been living here, and tell us what do you see that this company has done for, just looking from the outside in, from when you first started to now, what is GWT to you?
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. GWT for me, obviously in the beginning, it was all about helping you set yourself up, all right? But I've learned just by meeting a lot of people, listening to webinars, meeting Ramin, especially last year, as to what this company is all about. And I believe that this, this can, this child has just come to annoy me now. As I said, as I said, this company, what I've seen now is that it's, and this is through the people that I met, it's helping people set up, not only businesses, but it's actually, it's an inspiration for people to see where they can go with their lives and improve their lives. I know nothing, I've never known anything about network marketing myself personally, and I'm just blown away how you can, have a business globally using all the fantastic tools that GWT offers, and even watching you guys go off to Canada. This is the third conference that I've seen Stacey go off to, but this one in particular is being the most inspirational one for me, purely because I have finally seen exactly what Ramin is doing, and that's not for himself, because he's got it all, as I've heard you guys say, and I've seen it. He's got it all. There's no need for him to have more than what he's got now. It's all about him helping all of you and the others, the future LCs that will be, coming on board because of people like yourselves, Stacey. This is going to be monumental, and I believe in the network marketing world. So I'm just so proud to have. I don't know. It was just meant to be. Obviously, it was. I just believe that all of this happened for a reason. I happened to be in the right place at the right time when Ronan, sent me an email, and Stacey took a hold of it. So everything that happens from now on is going to be for a reason. And I think that however you do your business, each individual, it's all about the purpose behind the daily things that we all do. And I just see there's going to be a great future with GWT if you stick it out. And look, as Stacey said, I've been in the business for a couple of years. She signed me up virtually straight after her launching herself. And I haven't done anything personally with it yet. And I'm quite blown away by the fact that she's got all of us as her first generation. As small as it is, there is no need for her to push us all, up into this business. It's got to be at our own pace. So I just think, guys, I'll because I've got a different work status now, other than being the nanny, the cook, the cleaner, the babysitter, everything like that. When I get time, seriously, I'm going to make sure that I look into the new products that are coming out and ways to try and, boost myself up and add to my own team. So anyway, that's all I've got to say, guys. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Mama John. Well, that's it. We're going to wrap it up, guys. I just want to say on a final note, thanks again, Mum. Definitely wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you and your fantastic HR skills, and also and you lending the money. So it's awesome, and your support as well. Me and Mike are very grateful for you being here to help me and the kids out, and we're here semi-retiring your butt. So and have some fun along the way as well. what I was going to say was, guys, yeah, so now from this point forward, you know, I'm going to start locking in one-on-one time for each and every single one of you. It's there as an option. It's not there as, it's not mandatory. You know, I'm here whenever you need. Love to be able to spend some time with you, however long it's going to take. I always put it this way, my forensic networker, as long as I'm spending 70% on IPM, which is a part which my first generation is actually a part of my 70%, you can utilize my time, and I will stretch that over however many days that we have to, guys. So I'm here to talk. I'm here to book in with you guys. I'm here. Just let me know when it is. And it goes for the second generation as well. So we can, before we go, we just want to just open up everybody's lines. And Murphy has a question that's just popped through. So Murphy, so if everybody can open your lines up.
Everyone,
hand
open
it
up
over to you,
your.
Murphy.
Unmute yourself, please. All right, everyone clear your throats. Happy birthday to you.
What is it?
Dear Monica,
Happy birthday to
Thank you, Murphy. Thank you.
Love it. I love it, guys. Thank you, Murphy. Thank you, everybody. Brisbane, Sydney, Darwin, where else? New Zealand, Vancouver, Perth. That's what's up. We need to blow this up. It's gonna blow up in a major way. So I'm gonna love you guys and leave you. Thank you for your time, and we'll talk to each and every single one of you very shortly. Okay.
Bye, pretty girl.
Bye, pretty,
Bye, bye, girl.
Bye, pretty girl.
bye.
Oh my goodness, he's back on.
Can I just say, everybody that didn't come to convention, try make a plan to come to convention next year, because you just take so much away from it. It's the best time. You just learn so much. You meet all the corporate members. You meet with me. You get close to everybody. So if you can, make a plan to come to convention next year, because I know I.
That would be the big day for me as well. I was pretty full on with this business. A lot of you have met me already, and you know how full on I am in person. But you know, I've been going to convention and realizing and meeting and becoming